All right. Are we all awake yet? It's 5:15 on a Sunday evening. Well, firstly, I don't have slides today. I'm very impressed by the first three speakers. They've done all the good work and the heavy lifting so that I can just speak. And I'm talking about redefining inspiration. Well, not the inspiration we were addressing in the previous slide. That was more so of the creative process. But I would probably go ahead with inspiration in terms of people and persons. And because I don't have slides, I will probably make this more engaging with a storytelling, introducing drama, or some theatrics. You guys are okay with that? All right. Good morning, students. I'm your history teacher for this year. Introduce yourselves by telling your name and what is your inspiration. Or let's say, who is your inspiration? We would call it role models the other day. So everybody started answering one after another. And inspiration did feel like a loaded word to me. I never understood what it meant back then. But I was honestly not even paying attention. I was very busy with my creative process, doodling in the back bench of my class. But when this question came to me, I realized I had no answer. I said, I'm Pratibha and I don't really have an inspiration. The whole class giggled, right? Quite an embarrassment, but I didn't know what it meant. What was the gravity of this word, inspiration? Fast forward 10 years, I'm asking the same question to you guys right now. Who is your inspiration? Think about it. We can decide it towards the end of the talk, right? Well, after this entire embarrassment in my class, I came back home and did what anybody of us would do. I started Googling. Subscribe to all the inspirational content available online. I said, okay, I'm going to subscribe to A, B, C, D, and I asked the almighty Google, the search engine, for give me the list of inspirational people I can read about and learn from them. The articles, the books, whatnot, right? And Google did not disappoint me. It gave me a plethora of resources, articles and books to read. I started reading them. About the smartest, the richest, the entrepreneurs, athletes, you name it. I read about them all. But as I started reading more and more, I felt a bit disconnected. All these people I was reading about, they had fantastic stories. It was all incredible and I really appreciate them because a couple of them got me even teared up. But all of these stories somehow felt far removed from my own life. How do I translate this inspiration into my everyday life and do something about it? What is the utility value of this inspiration that I'm currently trying to seek, right? Of course, I'm reading all this book, I'm getting inspired, but I'm not doing anything at the end of the day. I'm procrastinating. I don't know what it means. I didn't have an answer. So I did what the 18-year-old would do. I went to my mother, this one person on planet who has answers to all the questions, right? But the timing was pretty wrong. She had a couple of her friends over and they started talking about inspiration. And I was not quite prepared for a full-blown lecture, but I had one, right? It was all your classic Indian stories of we used to walk 5 to 6 kilometers every day to school. And we used to study in candlelight. Also, we had to fight for everything that you guys have it ready on your plate. I was not prepared, but okay, as boring as it was, it got me to one thing. All these inspirational people or inspiration that I was looking for all involved one common theme. It was about overcoming challenges. Okay, fine. That is my starting point. Then I figured out there are so many people around us, surrounding us, who are your everyday heroes, whose stories we often don't acknowledge. For example, what about a street vendor who's working every day just to put food on table for his family? What about this co-worker of yours who goes out of their way just to help you out, even if they are working until midnight, right? And what about that mother who's breezing through her career and at the same time having a 4-year-old to manage back at home? So all these people, I wasn't being creepy, but I was trying to look inspiration with everybody and everyone that I met, right? This is cool. This was happening. At the same time, the more and more I started noticing, if not for anything, it made me realize, hey, you can be a better human. You can at least notice good in people and acknowledge that, so that if not for anything, this exercise is worthwhile to some degree, right? that this was a game changer and it kind of helped me become a better person in some sense. But still, there was some point missing. Now, don't get me saying, Pratibha, you're just dissecting this too much. Huh? Just let it be. It's fine. Inspiration with people, it's okay. You can have it. But hold on. I will tell you, I'll get to the good part. What I figured after all this exercises is that you can't possibly get inspired, or that inspiration which you fetch from external sources is not very sustainable. This is what I figured. Inspiration is not something external, and it is something which is very personal to you. Let me explain. Now, whose struggles, situations, or stories do you understand the best? Your own? Of course, right? So, why seek inspiration outside when you understand your story the better? As long as you know the why of what you're doing, I think the why is sufficient enough inspiration for you to get until point A to B. You don't need an external inspiration. Sometimes it makes it seem like inspiration is such a big word and you have to have inspiration to do whatever you have to. Maybe it's not the case. Maybe if you understand the why of what you're doing, that itself is enough. At the end of the day, you know your challenges, you know your scars, you know your victories. So why not look within and find inspiration? Well, I think it's more about what you're getting out of something, but it's more about what you're becoming in the process of wherever you're trying to get at. That's the common theme that I noticed in this particular session that we've had. So maybe we will try and be the inspiration that we are looking for. Thank you. And open for discussion if you're talking about inspiration anymore. Okay, maybe we'll go one round. What was your first inspiration?
That came to my mind.
Yes, when I asked who is your inspiration?
Since you mentioned Gilmore twice, and I really like the song, so Gilmore came to my mind.
Lovely. Maybe we'll just go one round.
For me, it was my mother, because it was very relatable and a lot of my personality comes from what I have seen her. So I think it's my mother.
That's lovely. Usually, it's all these closer people that we have in our lives who kind of have a lot of influence on us, right? So maybe inspiration is very closely associated with them as well, or the people who we don't understand. So I think it's both extremes. Like either people we understand very well, or we don't understand at all.
I understand her in some areas. But yeah, in some areas I feel like she's very inspiring.
Lovely.
Suddenly, like it was the name Solo Film that came to my mind. Like, as a person, not just a singer, I have got like many powers of human decisions. But so somewhere around the line, I feel I've made many talks. They kind of aligns with, so I get inspired with. That was the first place.
For me, it was my father, because I could see what he goes through on a daily basis. So it's like my father.
For me, I think it's my elder sister. Like she is someone who never shies away from expressing herself, be it emotionally or intellectually, and that's something that really admires.
So when you asked the question first, I thought, okay, is there some person who I'm inspired by? Like a person who exists now. But then I realized the actual answer is the future version of me. Now someone who has learned from the mistakes of the past, who has led to where he is in the future. So that's like an inspiration.
Yeah, I would say the past version of me. Yeah, because I just think of someone else. Like, I remember like on my in my room I have a picture of me in 8th standard. So whenever I'm sort of lost, I look at that picture and
I don't want to say the present version of me. I was thinking I had inspirations across different time periods. I think somebody in college that I really admired was Steven Wilson from Porcupine Tree. It's a music band.
for me it's the same. Like it's never the constant; it keeps changing with time. Currently, there's someone at work who is really good at what the person does, and that's sort of inspiring. Back at school, it depends on what content I'm consuming. Again, if I'm reading a book, it's based on that. Steve Wozniak was someone who I really admired at some point. So currently, right now, it is someone at work.
have kids from different phases of life. But people over time, like people like Steve Jobs, Wozniak, Elon Musk, a lot of tech related leaders, I would say.
Lovely.
First person who inspired me during my teenage years was Gandhi.
Okay. Explanation? Like why?
So I read this book called Gandhi the Man. So it kind of by Eknath Easwaran, and it's not a historical thing. It's more of how he was as a person, how he interacted with people. And so I think just the way that he was so selfless in working for a cause, and that he was ready to sacrifice everything and treat his enemies as friends. A lot of those ideas kind of like shaped me, and I wanted to be one.
Okay.
For me, I think I was in high school and English music was just sort of coming into the scene. And Linkin Park around that time were a big band. And after Chester passed away, I think that hits even harder now. But he was one of the first people I heard, and I thought, okay, shit, I want to make music just like the way that these guys do. So, yeah, Chester from Linkin Park.
Wow. Well, with that, I will end this session. Thank you so much for being patient, audience.